This is down in the main garden. This is my corn. On this end here, it's a little shorter because it's being shaded most of the day. And it's a few inches taller down there. And my squash, the beetles again, they give them an awful going over, so they're really not going to amount to much. There might be a couple vines there that get size enough to produce fruit, but those cucumber beetles are quite a curse down here. These are the potatoes. They're pretty well done growing now. See, they're starting to turn yellow and dying down. I've already dug one row down here. I used diatomaceous earth to control the beetles. And there's a few there now, but another week I'm just going to cut them tops anyway and dispose them, and that'll be the end of the beetles anyway. They're not going to grow much more because they're all yellowing up and ripening. So there's some more lettuce here, some head lettuce. I just planted it kind of thick. It didn't head up there yet, but we've been just using it like leaf lettuce. The cucumber beetles didn't bother the pumpkin too much. They might have chewed a initial leaf or two, but they haven't really hurt them too much. I think next year when I put the squash down here, I'm going to put the floating fabric to it, and that'll keep them off it till they get good big leaves on it, and then when they flower I'll just take the fabric off. And the beans are coming good. There's all kinds of blossoms on them up there. They're growing like almost like pole beans. That's what's kind of got me worried. I thought they were supposed to be bush beans, but they sure don't grow like an old-fashioned bush bean that I ever grew. But we'll see. There's just blossoms now, but they might end up being those old tough things that they pickle. And most of these cucumbers here are second plantings, and the cucumber beetles kind of slackened off a bit. They're letting the leaves grow out without chewing too much now, so there might actually be one. These are a different cucumber, most of them anyway. There might be a couple of the Slice Master type that are the long English cucumbers, but most of these are like those big fat long pickling cucumbers. No blossoms just yet, but it's not going to be long. I see buds coming on them. And there's some more lettuce there. I think that's like a Boston lettuce over there. There's 4 of them, and it's not a big deal that they're a little behind, because we get so much lettuce now to eat that you could almost sell it if you thought you could make $1. But anyway, there's the Swiss chard. We've been eating all that now for a month, and then I thinned these beets out so they'll grow, and they're starting to come now. But we need rain bad. There's a little moisture in the ground there right now, but it's not really deep enough to do much. So that's it in the garden business. This is the upper garden. And these are my cukes and parsnip and carrots. I just noticed the other day that there's a couple little cukes coming in here. Right there, I believe. Hard to see in the shadows. But they were kind of a second planting because I had to plant some up here. The cucumber beetles were chewing them up anyway. I got these onions are growing real well. Nice green tops and starting to size up pretty good, I think. Be just as good as any, as far as the size, as any you buy in the store. And these are the jalapenos. I see there's some in there over an inch long and that are coming. And I got all kinds of tomatoes coming. There's little green ones and all kinds of blooms. There's a few bigger ones down in here. And this is my lettuce, head lettuce. It's growing like gangbusters. I started some peppers over there from seed, but they're never going to amount to anything this year. Pretty well got to start them early in the spring, and plant them with like those dark pots around them to give them some heat. Anyway, there's the lettuce. Those raspberries are coming along. Not many on these yet. It's going to take another year or two to get them to fill in here, because I still got these ones. Haven't come up with any new ones here in the middle, except for I do see one right there coming, and there's a couple here and there up through this end. They're slowly coming. They'll come around another year or two. That one there must have had a little drought. Another little one right there coming. Little bees around. I'm afraid they're too late though, because they've already been pollinated. And there's a few new shoots on this row. Another one coming right there. There's a kind of a spot in here that hasn't done much. And on the end, a few new shoots. It'll come. This is probably the best row over here where they fill in the most. Still some green berries on those. There's quite a few here. New shoots coming for next year. These have always been good berries here, and they're real juicy too. Don't get any disease in them. They have been developed in Hoyt, which is no longer in existence. Government run. They shut her down for some reason. And this here is my grapevine bed I transplanted this spring. All kinds of new shoots coming there. I've had those for 30 years. I just transplanted them from over in the other old garden. Here's the other bed of them. There's still some coming every once in a while. I see that little red leaf there. That's a new one coming again. And you got all kinds of them. I believe they are the Concord grapes. I did have some just store-bought grapes. I planted them seeds and they actually grew. I don't know if they ever survived over there, but they did grow. But I'm pretty sure these are all Concord. They'd be much hardier. So that's it in a nutshell. Then these over here are my blackberries. I've only got one shoot coming on this little area. One of the original ones died last year, so there wasn't any suckering. So anyway, that long one there is a new shoot, but there are some berries on the old one that survived down in there. It didn't get very big last year, and then there was a small one here that had berries on it, and this was a bigger one that's just loaded with berries in here. And then there's all the new shoots coming. There's kind of a little bit of a drought damage here I noticed on the tips of these and the raspberries, that they suffer a little bit from drought. We haven't had any good rain here now for 3 weeks. So that's probably what's going on. So that's the end of the little tour. These are my black elders. They're just flowering now. I got 2 bushes, and they've grown over 3 feet this year. And that new stalk pretty well come right from the ground, right there. And then the other one that's going to flower on about the same. So this is over 3 feet. And anyway, I'm just seeing how they're going to carry on with our winters up here. I don't know if they're going to be hardy enough or not, but this one here seemed to do a little better last year. And survived the winter pretty good. It only lost the tip growth, and all that growth on it's just coming off the side of the main stem, so it's hasn't done too awful bad, so maybe we'll be alright. See, there's some fruit kind of setting on it there. And there's these ones that's a little later flowering, and then there's some more over here that's kind of setting, 2 or 3 clumps of them. Not a real big berry, but I'm kind of interested in making a shrub out of it, and maybe mixing it with some blackberry or raspberry. We'll see how that goes.